See if they can get it done, but that's a lot of damage to Autumn.
See how they choose to navigate this. That Harbor Wall and Paranoia, barrage of utility already getting out onto the site, but Heretics wisely playing on the other side of it, not choosing to take the fight quite yet. Harbor up close to personal. Berlin will fall as Woot drops 2. The nade now to buy a little bit more time, and they have rolled the retake attempt from the defense.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra room behind that high tide for TH to work with.
Nice or snappy onto the first, but cannot connect beyond that.
Curved on this map. So, oh my god, Autumn, you absolute monster!
Oh, the reservations all being disregarded now. Autumn just destroys him. Face it, because then Autumn's gonna do to you what he just did. So you have to use utility to get B main control, and that's often space that's free.
Exactly. Who's gonna find Lysor there, but it is what makes them so challenging to play against, Doug, is you never know what's going on the other side of those high tides.
Left.
And Gen.G, I think, played it really well, where they were very patient behind it. Now, this is the bonus for Team Heretics, so you want to see what they're showing you, that's fine.
Boo in a 1v3, spotting all targets now. He's grabbed the spike. Paper Thin, he's getting away.
This is great. This is huge value for Team Heretics. I mean, think about, they get an extra gun out of the hands of FPX. They're going to get the spike planted, get that extra cash for that. This is phenomenal.
And that's worst case scenario at this point. I mean, best case scenario, he shatters the hearts of FPX.
That would be unthinkable in some ways.
A smoke already used, footsteps given away. He's biding his time, he's patient with it. He's gonna catch them both. The Cove to provide a little bit of cover, no position given away quite yet. Berlin has gotten it to happen now on the tap. He has to face it, and he will fall.
NG at least a little bit aware.
He's got to understand something's going on here. Meanwhile, Woot with the rocket pop trying to pick his timings and does so successfully. Meanwhile, Berlin is still behind them. Hyung is going to fall. Rians will too, but Benji now on the swing. Face turn towards the site. Berlin not able to capitalize on the position that he had. And now Autumn, who got a 1v3 in the previous round to open it up, is going to have to close it in the same way.
This is a team that doesn't like to save very often, Duck. They'll go for it, even in these situations that look unwinnable. Let's see if Autumn is going to commit.
This is pretty close to unwinnable. This is, I mean, as close as you can possibly get. A 1v3 with no real idea of where anyone is, and they have such good crossfire setup. As soon as there's contact on one, the swing inevitably will come from the other two. So
saw it work in one round in the very late stages of it. Ooh, Wuko, better for that trade against Berlin.
Boy, I thought he was going to hit that shot.
He had it lined up.
I think this is pretty big for Heretics here. You take a look at their economy right now, it's pretty healthy. And if they can get through this while losing as little as possible, I mean, this is only going to make things considerably worse. The one thing, if you think about FPX and you're kind of concerned about their setup right now and the score is, their attack side is a treat to watch. It's so much fun to watch. So I think if there was to be an advantage somewhere, if we had to try to look for one, that's where it would be. As Woot is just eco-farming his way to 4, potentially 5, the ace on the other side.
Plays, but he's just sticking around.
Yeah, there's nowhere for him to go. He's stuck, he's caught, he's lit up, and he's dead. There was no exit strategy for him there.
Curious.
Now spotting another as Woot's got 3 more just on this round. FPX really feel like they squander another opportunity. But the round is far, well, never mind, no, it's done. It's done, and this half is likely done as well. You kind of feel the need to go out and make a play, kind of turn things in your favor as best as you can. We'll see if that's the case for FPX. They have found no success, really, on either side of the game. Life with an opener onto Woot, they're finally getting the best of him. They've invested the Nightfall as well. All 3 of them, well, 3 of them are going to be tagged. The only one who's not is Benji Fishy, who's playing a little bit further off, waiting for any flank that might come through as Life falls. Still attempting to get through main to try to stop this. Somehow the spam onto the spike, trying to conceal the defuse, still gets a kill they need. And now Lysor with no time, no teammates, no armor, very little health, is able to drop 2 with them, but that's another round going the way of Heretics.
They knew what FPX wanted to do. Here goes Life again. Done.
And he goes straight into the next. This has been a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. And this feels like one of those forced situations. I mean, they do have 3 rifles to play around, though. They've invested the Reckoning, too.
He doesn't know.
Ion position given away, head taken off.
Oh my god.
Wu just made that look like mechanic. That he looked robotic. Yeah. That did not look human.
They're feeling it. Planted. It's insane. That was absolutely nuts from him.
This feels like the Heretics that we saw in their first match.
Yes.
Of the tournament. And I think the devastating question that has to be answered in the shroud of silence that's facing the question is, how do you stop this? How do you slow this down? Because I think you pose that question to FPX right now, you're going to be met with crickets.
Yep.
They have no answers.
None.
Understand that FPX is rotated. They haven't tried concealing their approach. They haven't tried concealing this attempt. But it doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. They're fully transparent in their intentions, and they're still finding success.
Every time FPX wants to do something, peek, use util, it's shut right down. There's no answers that FPX has been able to find that haven't been read and accounted for by Team Heretics.
Team Ace.
Just got the info.
Yeah, he just gets info, and then they can kind of control where he is. I'm surprised they didn't really understand where Berlin was. He gets his 2, but so does Boo. They've got to shut the door on this round. An 11-1 lead going into halftime would be devastating. Life has gotten so close, but again, it's a 1-for-1, and those numbers don't add up.
See, Autumn's not going to get a chance now to use his neural theft either.
No.
He's going to have to rely on his own shooting. There's no dead bodies on the other side of the map for him to pop that ult and try to get a little bit of extra info. It's just going to have to be on his trap wires that are still here.
And they've both just been hit. The knife tagged him. So they're able to cross on past the second one. He's got to know that there's a timing. The Wu will fall, and so will Patatek on market. Now they're poised to do a little bit more of that with a little bit of presence B, but the spike is down. It's going to be a life to pick us up. If he falls too, this could be disaster, but manages to stay alive, manages to drop Rians. Now, FPX still have an opportunity to close this thing out. 1-for-1. Benji Fishy getting the best of Ion. Autumn. That got messy. That was ugly. But still, 10 seconds left. He's not going to make it in time.
He can't. It's actually not possible. Just need to survive. I mean, that works too.
Yeah, I don't know that he would have had time to plan it anyway, but this is unfortunately also, and is tagged for it, the small price he had to pay was a 70 HP. Ooh, a little 1-for-1 there. And a little bit of info gathered. They're making this expensive, if nothing else. Autumn's caught, though. He's really got nowhere to go. And the bigger issue with that is that now Ayang is by himself.
Got the gun.
That Guardian's so hard to steady shots when it's that close. But he'll nail it. And now it's on Autumn to try to rotate back B and pick up the pieces.
Just the Sheriff to work with. No guns until he probably clears at least 2 for him to pick up. Unless they give that space open, but you can see Woot watching it very closely. It gets clipped in the leg, but now that's info given over, and now Heretics can just
30 seconds left.
Smoke him out and wait him out.
I know, Autumn's laughing. He understands.
He knows.
Yeah, his situation, his life has been decided. It's been accounted for.
Oh, does he know someone got behind him? Nope.
30 seconds left.
This would be the most ridiculous.
Just to be clear. Just to be clear. Berlin falls a 4v4 for the rest of the round. Potentially the closing moments of Sunset.
Time. They got to make the hit, and they got to make it now.
They've got Autumn in a really nice spot, though, to strike, and that's exactly what he does. So they're going to get the space they need to get the spike down and play at least one more round.
Spike planted.
And that they do. FPX up to 3.
Yes.
All of the noise they just made market intended to manipulate rotations for them to go back B and then them strike A. And they find a little bit of space, but Woot is still around. Finally falling, but not without getting his damage, not without getting his 2 kills. Now Reckoning intended to push Heretics back by a little bit of time. Now the ferocious attempt at a retake is afoot. Benji Fishy has his ult. No real target to use it on Berlin on the spam. He pays for it with his life as he falls. Ayang and Lysor are the only 2 remaining to try to keep this map alive. The spam through the smoke, not connecting, but he's doing his best. He's doing his damnedest. Both members weak. but still so much to do. Can Ion close it out on his own? Can he stay alive to get all three? Oh, the clip runs dry! What a sad way for that to end. But still, what a dominant map win for Heretics. No fatal exchange on the other side, but enough to make you think twice about it. Down to 54 HP, the snap on Wood is perfect, and he's the one that's gotta go down. He was a terror in the previous map, and it seems like life is taking over where Woot left off. A massive start for FPX, he's got 4, and at this point, you gotta go for it.
They want it. Might not get it, though. Boo is going the other way. Autumn gonna clean it up, but oh me, oh my.
Oh, he's slipped. He's played a little limbo. He's gotten under it, and he has no idea.
I love it. I love it, Doug.
Now the site wide open. They have some utility. You see some of it used there by Rians to try to kind of dissuade the plan for a little bit longer to buy some time. Nade is gonna hurt a tad more, not really connecting on the suck combo. Numbers heavily in way of FPX. Rians was just flashed 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. Now the smoke. Spam comes through, he can't really cross, not safely. This has all the makings of a bonus.
Hey, you gotta save. And I think they know it.
I love this from FPX too, they're gonna push it. Smelling blood in the water, they decide that they want to hunt. Perhaps a little bit more unleashed. That's a point up close and personal point blank up. Oh, where did the bullets go? What? They all disappeared. Life still with the punish.
Is there a force field there?
And now 13 seconds left. They still haven't fully stabilized onto the site. They've got to get the spike down, and you've got to deal with Pinchy Fish who's on the flank. His timing is perfect. The first shot delivered. The second, devastating. Everything going the way of Heretics there. They just dropped a Paranoia back towards Worm, but now fully committing. That's going to drop the Rolling Thunder. They haven't fully committed onto this. The spike has still been sitting back B main. They're happy to cut their losses and then flip. But Heretics a step ahead of it here. They're already rotating on to C. The Cosmic Divide will only buy so much time because they're already ahead of it. Who gets on top with the rocket? Drops Berlin. Ion and Lysor are the only 2 that remain with 10 seconds left. There's no room to be had. There's no spike to be planted. Now a dog in his face, and they traded for it. Wingman going in, and just like that, dying. But they've committed to this here. Berlin is going to be really far away from the play, but they've dropped the pit as well. Now all of the green goo obfuscating the view of the defenses.
Still have a Paranoia to clear for Heretics.
They're playing so far up too. They have so many numbers. They have a lot of flexibility here. Very nicely done.
Graded that operator later. It's all these things that FPX has on this map. Berlin catches Benji Fishy.
Oh, almost punished. But Woot hunts him down. Now what do FPX do off of that? A little 1-for-1. Ideally, Berlin's able to get away from that unscathed, but a lot of space has been taken by Boo, and a lot of info is currently being picked up. He has his Paranoia. How does he play his cards? Patience on the swing, and Boo will fall. Life saving the day. Patatek is his ult, but he's so far away, and Rien's is not around much longer.
I love it.
Spike planted.
And that was that outlaw against Boo. Got that trap wire to consider, though.
But there are 2 players here. This is another vintage hit where they try to go through door and they try to punish. And there it is. Life strikes. Now a 3v3. Lysor has to stay alive here. He's the contain. If he can play his life, this is going to work out really nicely. But he's punished. Spike planted a 2v3. Ion has his ult.
But the thrash is huge. Oh my.
And he's wrapping. Leaving life all on his own. Left to survive as much as he can, as long as he can. Buy some time and maybe take a couple with him. A consolation prize, if you will. Only finds one. This is dangerous. He's got to be able to tag them both. Only finds one. Rian's holding the smoke. Crosshair trained. It's a tap and it's a shot. This is where things are a little different. Remember how many times they've made noise A and then they slam through the door and hit B.
Yep.
This time fully committing onto it. And you can see because of the positioning of Heretics, that's what they were expecting. That's where they're ready to fight. And FPX are glad to try to swing through that. Panatek and Wu keep a couple back. Just 2 left now. Lysor and Life. A 2v2. Eye cleared, Life cleared. And Lysor with 1 HP. Just cannot fight back. Trying to do. There's one of them used. Oh, but you're not supposed to pay for it with the life, and they don't! The rocket just off the mark. And now Cosmic Divide, invested C, the rotate back B, FPX are back to their antics. Pushing the smoke, but they pass each other like 2 ships in the night. Panatek back on the swing. Boo falls. Panatek dies too. It's a disaster. He's got to take a step back. Life dancing around utility somehow gets a fadeaway shot onto Autumn. Unbelievable. 4v4 to close out the half. There's the Rolling Thunder. Do they flood behind it? There's no go. There's no race to satchel up behind or anything like that, so they can't really fill the space. That means Life can pounce. But it's a 1-for-1. Now 2's left. Benji Fishy upgrading weapon. And they're trying to take these fights. They can get these ones. If things go their way, it's a shot at it. A 1-for-1. Boo pushing forward. Lysor weak. It's planted for him though.
Cover going out.
The first smoke down. The taps come through for Lysor.
Fault line to clear. See what Life can do.
Oh, he's really far up. Ooh, he was so far up. I think he was going to re-clear B main without any real awareness of the fact that they fully lost control now. Heretics are going to try to rotate back. They have 10 seconds left. There's a whole lot of delay on the other side of this. This paranoia will be a problem. Oh, again, disaster. Can they commit to the spike? The flood comes out from heaven. It will not go down.
Spike down A.
Neither will FPX. He's going to get 3. 1, 2. Make me a profit. He only gets 2. But the damage is dealt. Berlin's playing in the smoke, and he's going to be able to counter all this by himself. He just refreshed it as well, so as soon as it goes down, he can pop it back up. He can play it so many different ways.
It's brilliant.
The problem is there's nothing on the other side of this. There's nothing for him to be able to capitalize on his position right now. He's got to swing, and it's dry.
That's tough. I think he was hoping that they would try a different side of the map. Okay, that's great for Boo, catching Lysor. Trying to make his way, trying to cheat back towards the direction of Heretics' attack. That's a great read from him.
FPX had all of the makings of converting a bonus, but it's just not going their way. I think the one benefit is they're still going to have enough to buy. They're still going to have Ion's ult. So there's plenty to consider on the other side, but very well done from Heretics to avoid it. And obviously, Benji Fishy getting his 2 at the beginning of the round and leaving the 3rd in tatters helps.
And it's just, again, this is one of those rounds where it's clear that Heretics had a pretty good idea of what was going to be coming at them and was able to play around it nicely. I'm not sure necessarily that Benji expected 3, but he held the angle perfectly and expected a push out of some kind.
Yeah. You got Riens, who's got the utility in hand, waiting for the right moment to strike, but there's a suck there. Life satcheling forward. The spam snooze coming over the wall. He was distracted by his friendly fire. Berlin landing a shot with the Sheriff.
I know exactly.
A 2v2 now and a North left invested. And a slow down from Heretics. They're fully committing onto this. They want to try to isolate and pick on Lysor. And they managed to do so, getting it down to a 1v1. No utility to Riens' name here. 10 seconds to have his fault line back.
Just a snake bite for Autumn.
It's a guessing game. It's a guessing game, and Autumn has won it.
Get some damage. Right?
This angle's tight, man. This angle's really tight. The suck is good. The shot is as well. The Rolling Thunder, and he doesn't get hit. He's able to stay alive, but goes aggressive with the shorty. Pays for it with his life. Oh, 4v4 now. They're committing the ults. Lysor is rotated over. Life on the swing. Talk about having a plan and doing it no matter what. It's reckless, but it works. Traded in kind. Revenge so sweet. They're clearing the trips. And all attention turned towards C. Heretics. They want to take the fight to their doorstep.
Showstopper.
They're swinging out ahead. Ult popped. Shot. And Life dead. Wu trying to steady the shot. Snapping on a Lysor, but Autumn stops him. Slows things down for just a moment, trying to tip the scales back their way. But it's an overwhelming weight on the other side as Heretics get to 6.
when that Viper's pick got popped and they realized it wasn't at B. Oh boy.
That's a cue for him to go. He dropped Benji Fish and Boo.
Seconds left.
Ion repositioning. The Nightfall out. Berlin trying to steady.
Wow.
Trying to stop. And he does. Berlin holds the line. FPX are taking us the distance. In the face of elimination, they punch back. Takes a step back, though. Lysor now feeling pressure, overwhelmed by all the targets. Benji Fish is able to pen him through and drop him. Berlin will fall too. The site fully the way of Heretics here.
One smoke to work with. Just the ruse from life.
And a triple controller comp to say that is just crazy.
Just one. Yeah.
And they have like 25 to play with at the beginning of the round. But alas, that is what they have at their disposal. Flash over the top, his life is going hunting because of course he is. But Woot snaps on him. Unbelievable shot. You know what? I do think FPX are ahead of it though, because look at their positioning. They're up mid and they're up B long. Berlin falls, unfortunately. They tried stopping them rotating away because I think you're right, and I would agree with you as well. If I know that Clove is dead A, I'm not going to play on that side of the map, if I can help it.
I got the spike.
Other than that, I mean, this is perfect.
Remaining.
It's everything you could want. They've been reading everything that FPX wants to do so well. Now, Ion looking to see if anybody's going to come around that corner. Can't win the battle. Patty Tech's good for it.
Obviously, without them really having any idea of that, Life strikes from the position he so comfortably plays on. But this time he has ult he can use. Instantly dropped right back down. Not able to capitalize on it.
Oh, Benji. I was just about to say, it's still a numbers advantage, but once again, Benji Fishy able to best Berlin. You know, with that Killjoy.
Bot coming back.
But Lysor's there on the challenge.
Area's clear.
And he's not going to be around for much longer. He dies, pays for it. Now FPX with 2 left, Autumn and Ion. They're going to have to be trying to rotate through mid. Both been tagged by the knife. They've been spotted by the drone, at least Autumn has. And the utility is going to give the other way. But they have to try to get back here. They have to try to disrupt what's happening back yellow.
One enemy remaining.
Wingman doesn't even get it to half. It's a massive response from FPX, but they're not going to be able to get the defuse. They got the kills, but at what cost? They will venture forth. The paranoia intended to help as well as best as it can. But the utility delay is so good. And Rian to slip the net, but he didn't check all the way in the corner, so he's dropped. Berlin on the swing. He falls. All onto life now. A 1v3. Time is of the essence. And he does not have any of it. His utility really feels like a big one there. He's got to stay alive for Autumn with the Woot with the flash in his face, able to get the first and somehow gets a second when he shouldn't have really gotten any of it. But FPX punching back. A 3v3 weapon upgraded onto the Omen. But the spike has been going on for so long, and Heretics are positioning this so well. They were glad to give up the space, but they're going to have to deal with a bit of the utility. Berlin's gotten it to half. They have to check it 3/4 of the way. 80% now, and it's stopped. Finally, Lysor on the other side of the smoke. 20 HP, the spam not connecting. Pat Attack plays it beautifully. There is not enough time. He's gonna get the kill, but is he gonna get the defuse? Holy smokes, he did! They have the tools for it here. Exactly. Autumn is playing really far up though. Further up than I expected! But he's able to punish. Almost lands a spam onto the pit. Tucks inside of it. A little friendly fire, not connecting, but that's it, the pit's down! Benji Fishy in a 1v5 gets it down.
No
Trying to res, the timing window has been given. Pat Attack back online, Benji falls, Pat Attack has to do it on his own, a second lease at life. Can he capitalize on the opportunity? No!
Right at this.
That was loud.
That was really loud.
That was very, very loud. Life will fall, picks right back up. But Woot punishing with 2. How much more can they get here? Life has to get a fight here. He's got to get either an assist or a kill if he wants to come back. 20 HP, is even going to get the shot to do it? No. Fight up 410.
Yep.
Because he's got his ult, but it was a mid-crunch, and you're right, Heretics were wise to it. Lysor literally catching a stray. And Autumn left to his devices.
Now, probably going to go for it. Oh my.
You've got to be careful here because they've dropped the Reckoning as well. They've got him corralled all the way back. Woot is the only one who's been separated, torn asunder. Gets his kill.
Spike down A. Last
What a
player
mess of a
standing.
round. But through all of that, Autumn's left in a 1v3, now 1v2. And then try to make a play. He has a knife online, only bit of utility to his name.
It's gonna have to get it done with the guns. Nope, not gonna happen.
What's the cue for them to go? The drone should call us enough of the rotations as Wood falls, not able to get any space. The attack has been blunted.
I'm a bit surprised that
Drop in a smoke.
they're willing to challenge that as Team Heretics. Okay, that's why.
Yeah,
That works.
talk about swinging things back their way. They've got to get back here.
I agree.
13 seconds left, and Autumn's ahead of it. He doesn't wait for his teammates. So now it's a 2v4. Patatech has his ult online. Rien's is weak, sure, but FPX have no choice. I know that homework shows that they don't like to save, but
Gotta go for this one. You have
gonna
to.
try.
Yeah,
One enemy remaining.
good luck.
Patatech with 3 on the round. Ion gets his. The spam through, the shots connect from Rien's. Benji is gonna hit a ridiculous timing, potentially, to close this thing out. They're so far up, they're so
Okay.
committed. Berlin and Ion are able to hold the line, though. And now Lysar, seemingly aware of what's potentially waiting on the other side. Boots ahead of this, though. He's tucked in a smoke, and they're gonna check him. The first one falls.
My ult's ready.
Life doesn't have an ult to play around here. Oh, spam coming through as he gets another. But Benji Fishy on the flank. Rian just has to buy time. He just has to stay alive. He has to be a nuisance, a distraction. Only able to get one, and I don't know that Benji Fishy's been able to get enough space, so now the thrash in his face. Autumn to Nano missed. The spams will not connect, but the spike will go off. And fight with the retake together. Meanwhile, FPX are trying to scale all the way back to Snowman. They've already lost one member. Cross back. They don't like what they're feeling. They've left Autumn to his devices, now forced to cross back over one more time without anything to cover. Life from up top finally lands a shot, drops onto Boo. Goomba stomps him. Life with 3. Benji Fishy, you mentioned he was on the flank. He cannot settle the shots.
At the end of screens, and he can look on the other side of it.
Spam through the util. Patatech falls. Really opportunistic swing there from Life. Lysar again in a really good position. They can take a step back here. They might be able to pull this thing off.
Ooh.
Ion's thrash instantly cleared, but they've gotten the spike down. A 2v3 here. There's still the molly that they can play around. That's going to buy some time. Benji Fishy not able to really get it anywhere. No other util to speak of. They're going to have to check with their bodies. Rien's has gotten it to half 3/4 of the way. It's not planted for him. He's got to stop him, but the defuse hangs on to the third. Finally fires off. Woot has gone unchecked. He's repositioned again. Patient, finally dropping Wingman, also getting Berlin. Benji Fishy trying to fill in on the space behind him, but FPX fight back. Not crumbling under the pressure, not folding behind what Heretics throw at them.
10 seconds left.
I don't know that we're gonna get a knife on our hands. I think Boo will stop that.
Enemy remaining.
Spotted, tagged, dropped. And Paranoia tagged onto one. Life in the smoke. The snap on Rien's will not connect. Is this where the retake attempt falls apart? Is this where it crumbles? Numbers so heavily the way of Heretics. A 5v3. Oh! Slowly creeping back though. Still, Heretics with control. Heretics with the numbers advantage. As the orb goes up, he's playing really tight on this, but the molly's gonna keep him back. He's gonna try to TP
Oh my
across.
God.
He's got a really good position on this. 2v2. Lysar in a position to be the hero, but it comes down to 1, and Ion hits the shot! Everything in the kitchen sink for being thrown into this round. Stuck. FPX realizing they have to capitalize. Life got his ult off of that kill, so now can rejoin the fray once more. Patatech falls. 3 on the side of the defense. And again, they're separated. They're trying to scale it. They're trying to scale out.
Oh, back out.
They're trying to take the fight. Life falls too. He had to force it. And now Benji Fishy has an ult of his own.
Oh my gosh.
Rien's using the Hunter's Fury. We'll get a tag onto 1. Can it connect onto the second? Yes, it can! 4 on the round for the Sova.
Thrash isn't done with you.
This is the big one. It stopped the defuse. The second as Rians goes up, that's the ace. But can he commit? Can he convert? No! Again.
Yeah, he does. He's destroying.
Oh! Lysol reads him like a book! Got ahead of it! Berlin gets another!
They know. Now they know.
Do they?
Spike planted.
Now they do, yeah.
Out of charge.
There it goes. They saved the no command for post plant to prevent any utility coming through, to keep Rians and Patatek, keeping them uncomfortable to get set up.
3 playing back yellow. Patatek with the molly, spotting a little bit more skin. A triple face, it's way too much! Rians cannot capitalize on it. Penji Fishy, they're weak. They're so weak. But so is he. He's gotten it down to 1. 14 HP for Leaf.
Oh my God.
The spike planted. The classic not connecting. The tap on the defuse. Life's on the swing. This is risky. This is dangerous.
30 seconds.
But he waits, trying to get a little bit of a tag with the dart. Woot tries to get up high, has to dash back as Lysor falls. 3v3 with 20 seconds left, and Berlin has gone exploring.
Hunter's Fury for Rians. They could delay.
He's gotten past so
time.
much. They have to wait for Berlin to snipe here, and he does. But it's a 1-for-1. The spike now landed. I don't think they're gonna have time. He's gotta land the shots here, and he does. There's no fight. There's no time. We're going to overtime again. Defender spawned by himself. He's just waiting for the right moment to strike. Penji Fishy on the snap, life dead. FPX are falling apart here. This is the side that plagued them. This is the side they struggled on.
They gotta go.
They have to go now. And I think Heretics realize that. They're ahead of it. They know that no options are available. Can Heretics put him away? Penji Fishy's on the flank. Oh, but FPX are striking back. Oh, the Cove. The only thing separating them, he heard a footstep, he lands the shots on Berlin. Now a 2v2, the spike planted. They're both so far back. Lysor and Autumn.
Just a smoke to work with.
They've got to hold him back.
And a TP. Uses it early.
Everything in their hands. Penji Fishy creeping forward, looking for a target, nothing given. Footsteps are traded, but Woot fills the space and he falls. Penji on the tap, cannot convert. Yeah, try to use a little bit of utility. That flash from the top, Woot hasn't been tagged, Woot hasn't been spotted. Lands the shots onto Berlin. Tries to cover himself, but life takes care of him. Rian's on the swing, again, another flash and dink is beautiful. As Rians gets a second. But there's a shot at this defense. Life is here. At least his body is, so the smoke's come into play. Ion almost lands the second. The defense has to be everything, but Boo stops it. And now Lysor, again, in a clutch situation. He's TP'd ahead of it. He's gotten, he had gotten into the pit. He'd gotten into the smoke.
Oh my, and look at this lurk. Benji's been watching the whole time.
Oh, but he takes a different path. He doesn't go under tube. Are they going to be expecting it? Meanwhile, chaos on the site as each kill is traded. 1-on-1. Berlin in 1v2. He's been spotted.
No.
They know where he is, but he's gotten his one. Now the Cove on the swing. Berlin is close to it, and it's another clutch. The timing here on Berlin is everything because he's got to understand most of the people have passed, but no, he's waiting for the last one. Boo falls. 4v3. Is there a trade? Yes, there is. But still, numbers the way of the defense. I don't think he hears him. Oh, but now he's giving his position away. Now he knows where he is. Meanwhile, Mood on the other side with 4. Lysor drops one. Can he 1v3 to close this out? No! The ace for Woot!
Ace.
Insane!
He's still trying to play around the smoke. He's got so many targets to deal with. Heretics in full control.
Yeah, that can't be the moment for Life. He tried to go big.
Same as Lysor.
Woot's got the blades again.
The air has been sucked out of this room. What can FPX do to spark life once more? That's certainly going to help things. A 2v3 and a winnable one at that. Time is a problem,
Last player standing.
and it's only gotten worse. Berlin's now left alone. Has to try to use some mobility and utility to get it down to this, but I think at this point he's got to stick the defuse. There's no way he can really pull off of this. He's going to get the kills, but the bomb will go off.
Point in the high tide.
Did the knife tag? Did the knife tag the KJ? Oh, it doesn't matter. Even if it did, Benji Fish is still alive, and now it's back up online. They've been able to hold him back so far. Oh, and now the spike is sitting on the ground!
Spike down.
It's all on to Berlin!
30 seconds
He's gonna
left.
swing on a pad attack, he can get the kill, yes!
He's got to get the plant, though.
How much more can he do?
I don't think he has enough time to rotate.
No, and he's paranoid, he has no idea where they are.
He has to get this plant down soon.
They're just calling his bluff?
Yep.
10 seconds
They're calling his bluff?
Oh, no.
He's going in for the fight,
No.
gets one! And now the Cove, he should have enough time to plant. Does Boo challenge? Does he swing? Yes, he does! He's up in his face, and that's enough to stop the plant!
Defender.
An instant classic! Heretics survive!